Welcome to our 2011 CIO Roundtable. We've got some very special guests who will be giving us the wealth of their knowledge and experience tonight, and I'd like to have a quick thank you to them for actually coming along this evening and volunteering their time and hopefully giving us something to think about by the end of this evening.
Those who are more successful, and it is a self-assessment, spend an average of 2 days a month more with their business colleagues and their stakeholders. 2 days per month make a big difference to CIO success. So think about these slides in the context of what has come before. Why are people choosing non-technical executives for CIO roles? And the Gartner research says it's currently 25% and it's rising. It's within the IT organisation. Whereas the things that are more effective, like benefits audits and harvesting reviews, will involve a much wider stakeholder.
Probably for me the most important is the ability to develop, build and sustain interpersonal relationships. At the end of the day, a CIO cannot do their job if they're unable to do that effectively. And the CIO has a joint responsibility with the executives to establish a culture and an environment that's actually attractive, because at the end of the day, the skills of the people and the ability to retain them is fundamental to the success of most organisations.
The things that really resonated with me is fit of the CIO, the IT manager within the organisation. And we're not talking necessarily culturally within the organisation, but the way the organisation wants IT to behave within that company.
I think over the 10 years though, because the pace is picking up, we're actually going to have to become evangelists for the opportunities that the new capabilities bring along, because it's really hard to have a conversation with a senior executive in a company about what they want when they actually don't even know what the possibilities are. They don't know what they could ask for.
First, there's what's going to happen with global warming, and as a result of that, the carbon response, and that will actually put a lot of pressure on a lot of organisations to account for the carbon footprint, and which will require IT to be able to help them track everything through their supply chain to make sure that you know exactly what it is. There is the economic shift going on at the moment, so there's the power moving over to the east, which changes the market. So it changes the response that the markets that the business actually have been, that businesses have been relying on are fundamentally changing. So they now have to, organizations have to restructure their structure of production to point in a different market. I also think there's the big dirty financial carpet that we just swept the recession underneath, and I don't believe we fixed it. We have America with the biggest deficit they've ever had. I don't think they can pay it. You got Europe with significant, Ireland with significant debt challenges. I just don't think we can pay it off. So and ultimately, our money is based on confidence.
CIO's role is to ensure that there is a continuous enablement of the business, so its ability to deliver what the business is supposed to deliver.
I thought the panel actually did a really good job of giving us an insight into what's required by a modern CIO. And I actually really appreciated the fact that it came out loud and clear that personal relations are so important for that role, and that that's something that IT people tend to forget. But it's actually the cornerstone of any successful CIO. So I was really receptive to that message that they had for us.
Generated a lot of thought around the future of the CIO role and the future of technology altogether. And particularly, that role about getting closer to the business. The message that resonated the most was, business alignment is king. If we don't influence the way it's done, then we're going to be circumvented. We're going to be ignored in the office of IT.
I just thought the overall theme was excellent, in that there's probably a lot of people in the audience who are going to be future CIOs, and it's interesting to know what people in that role now believe the future of that role is going. So I thought that was really relevant. and there's a lot of unknown as well. And I thought it was great that everyone accepted that we don't know what's going to happen in the future, and part of that role in the future is going to be having to cope with the unknown.
It was fantastic. For me, it really sort of clarified or crystallised my sort of thoughts and feelings on the direction of where, I suppose, both the CIO role, but also the part that technology has within the business.
We've all got that technical knowledge, and what we forget about are the interpersonal skills, the business skills, and that ability to communicate and to diplomatically earn our stripes, if you like, in any organisation. So through diplomacy, you earn the organisation's trust, and then you can actually innovate and achieve whatever you're actually aiming to achieve.